Ben, I'm looking forward to seeing Jillian Wilson out there with a hat trick and assist, 2 ground balls, a calls turnover, 5 draw controls versus Johns Hopkins. She was looking great in their first game out there, and I'm very excited to see what she can do against Towson today.
The 51st meeting of these two programs underway as opening draw goes in favor of Loyola, picked up by Detweiler, one of the captains, as we get started here at Tiger Field. Bringing it into the attacking end is Latch. Latch looking for some space as she bumps out wide towards goal line extended, drops it off in front, and another quick pass. Big save, Torres knocks it away. Early chance for the Greyhounds is denied. That was a shot from Hillman, and she was right on the doorstep of Torres. Towson defense looking shaky here in the opening moments.
Looks like Blair Goodrich tried to drop back, and she slipped on the turf. I don't know if it's still wet from the rain earlier here in Towson or whatnot, but she's just got to set those feet, plan, and make sure that she can follow along with the girl.
Yeah, it's been a weird weather the last few
Absolutely.
days here in Maryland. A big downpour earlier today, and then about 40 degrees. Near goal line extended pass is dropped in front and smothered by Torres in the crease, and Towson's defense holds. They gave up a quick chance there, but they don't break as we're still scoreless here in the first with 13:55 to go in the opening quarter. Shannon Sullivan for the Tigers, the sophomore, the speedy sophomore.
Absolutely. We know the speed on Shannon Sullivan. We saw it out there in Mount St. Mary's. We saw it again out there at Georgetown. Let's see what she can do today against that Greyhound defense.
Intreri is checked from behind and taken away. That's Meg Hillman again, the senior from Stockton, New Jersey, coming up with a big cost turnover. Now a little bit of trouble in the clear, but able to gather it was Anna Ruby. And Loyola now looking for another chance. Again, the number 8 team in the country, as the Greyhounds get it into the attacking end on the far side. They'll bump it out wide into the corner now. Wilson marked up against Sullivan. Pass up top is Sydney Black, and they keep it moving around now as they get settled. Back up top, Ruby going forward, trying to get around her defender, spins back to her right. Thought about maybe pulling the trigger there and pulls it back in. Now Boyle looking things over and sends it out to the far corner. Black fires and scores from the far side, beating Torres, and that's our first goal here today as Loyola takes the 1-0 lead, 12:39 to go in the first. It's 12:39 to play here in the first, Loyola, and that's just Loyola able to take a nice long possession there, Mitch, and work the ball around, found what they want, a lot of good off-ball movement to open things up for the Greyhounds, getting the scoring opportunity.
Absolutely. Goal number 3 now on the season for Sydney Black. Found her wide open on the top of the crease. Easy shot past Joe Torres for goal number 1 for the Greyhounds today.
It's back on the draw, Marshall. And Boyle taking it, and it's won by the Greyhounds once more as Loyola dominating time of possession here very early on here at Tiger Field. Spin there from Wilson. Wraps all the way around now. Centers it up top to Black. Keeps it moving, and now they work back to that far side. Behind the cage now for Loyola, looking for space. Back with it, Latch now. Trying to operate from the top, drops it off in front, shot and a goal. Sydney Black finding the back of the net as she beats Torres low very quickly. It's 2-0 Loyola with 11:54 to go in the first period. And Mitch, a stat that, I mean, it's early. Granted, it is very early. We've only done 2 of these things so far, but Towson's got to find a way to win a draw here soon and get some possession.
Absolutely. 2 draw controls for Loyola so far, 0 for Towson already. And, I mean, we see what's going on so far. 2-0 for Loyola ahead so far. Sydney Black with both of the goals. And I do want to say, great move there from Sydney Black with a nice pick and dodge, going out from the inside, getting that pass on top of the crease one more time, and getting that easy shot past Joe Torres.
So Lindsey Marshall and Chase Boyle to take the draw once more. Lindsey Marshall, of course, back in action after missing last year to an ACL injury. Had a great return game against the Mount.
Absolutely. 9 draw controls for against the Mount there in Emmitsburg.
And here's a draw control for Zizakovic, as Towson now will look to get something going on the offensive end. They only had the ball once earlier, and Intrieri was checked from behind by Hillman and lost it. So this is now officially Towson's longest possession here of the day, again early on, but Towson with some work to do down 2 as they start things up. Ray Kemper sends it out far to the side to Marshall. Marshall centers things up, looking to Zizakovic, now gives it to her. Zizakovic starting forward, couple of screens coming, doesn't use them as she goes near goal line extended. Zizakovic stops behind, lost it. And a takeaway for Loyola. Is quickly to it, I believe, was Detweiler on the ground ball. And so another missed opportunity there for Towson. They've turned it over twice in 2 possessions so far, and if you're the Tigers coaching staff, Mitch, you've got to be preaching ball security here early on. That one unforced.
Absolutely. Dropped in the back by Lindsey Clark there, basically into the net. Pretty much a free ball there for Lawrence Spence. Easy clear up for the Greyhounds.
It's Osborne over the restraining line and into the attacking end for Loyola. Towson aggressively trying to keep the Greyhounds from getting any further penetration here, keeping her back by the restraining line as Osborne, a little bit of trouble. Ball pops out. Malamphy is going to get called for a little bit of a push there. I mean, I say a little bit, a little bit of a check, I guess you could call it. She knocked Sydney Black to the ground. We're back underway now. Loyola ball, far goal line extended and working around 35 on the shot clock. Towson did a good job on that ride, though, Mitch, to wind the shot clock down for Loyola, not give them a lot of time. Black again with it up top. Moved it to Chase Boyle and now gets it right back. Black tries to get around Malamphy. Pass in front, sails through the crease, and dangerous tip from Intrieri, but Torres able to handle it.
Great eyes there from Joe Torres, making sure that ball didn't roll past her.
As Towson will try to clear once more. Sullivan, Loyola aggressive here on the ride, putting a lot of pressure, was Black. Pass to the middle of the field, and off and running is Intrieri. Intrieri this time gets it in safely and drops it off to Marshall. 9:35 to go now here in Tiger Field's opening quarter. And Towson down 2-0 to the number 8 Loyola Greyhounds. Garrett, far goal line extended. Towson starting to spread the field a little bit, try to find some room to operate. Garrett, backpedaling, takes it behind the net. Clark now on the near sideline, 50 on the shot clock. Up top is Marshall. Gives over to Ray Kemper. Towson not threatening yet. Feeling things out. Now he starts forward is Zizakovic. Sends it up top back to Ray Kemper. Ray Kemper trying to drive the near side. 30 on the shot clock. Pass over the head of Lindsey Clark. Able to chase it down before the end line and pick it back up. Clark near goal line extended. Working around. 23 on the shot clock. Clark works her way up top. Sends it back outside to Marshall.
Towson's got to get a shot off here soon, Ben.
15 on the shot clock. Marshall battling. Gets rejected. Now looks for more room. 12 on the shot clock. Marshall lets one go. It's high. Into the stick, though. Behind is Garrett, I believe. Pass in front is deflected and out of bounds. It'll be Towson or Loyola ball. So it was a pass that gets deflected by the Tigers out of bounds and turn it over to Loyola. Towson doesn't get any look that they really wanted there. Loyola doing a good job stopping any drive attempts from the Tigers.
Great effort there from the senior defenseman Logan Olmstead. She took the ball to the face, but
and now
she managed to stay in there.
Trouble in the clear. Towson comes away with a turnover, and off and running is Marshall. Garrett.
Seems as though a couple of whistles here, a couple players confused on the field.
That was actually Levy for Towson on that clear in the takeaway. As Towson now gets the personnel correct as we get back underway. Here is Lindsey Marshall. Marshall drops off the chorus. Paris gets a touch. Lob over to chorus. Now keeps it moving to Marshall. Near goal line extended is Zizakovic as she jogs it out up top. Pass to Ray Kemper. Ray Kemper gives near side Clark. Clark to her left. Has a little bit of space, but cut off quickly. Back to Marshall now. Keeps it moving Pierre. 50 on the shot clock. Pierre Started forward, didn't like what she saw on back pedals. Pierre, they ISO her, give her space. Blair Pierre driving in on goal, shoots, and a big save by the goalkeeper, Spence.
Nice save there from the sophomore goalkeeper, Lauren Spence, able to shut down Blair Perry right at the top of the crease.
So Loyola back on the attack, unsuccessful on the clear there last time. Long pass is found and reeled in by Latch as Loyola looking to settle things down and get the attack going. Latch behind the K's, drifting deeper and deeper behind. Now wrapping around the far side, thought about turning and shooting. Looking to move it and able to get rid of it to Black up top. Hillman now squared away and gives it right back to Black. Black starting forward, picked up by Malamphy. Black, one fake pass inside, double team comes, knocked to the ground, and free position coming for Loyola.
It's a pretty hard check there, Ben.
Yeah. I believe that's Meg Hillman. It is Hillman. Looking in at Torres. Hillman goes forward, in on goal. Fake, shoots low, and scores very quickly. It's 3-0 Loyola. 6:14 to go now in the first.
Meg Hillman looking very good today so far. The senior from Stockton, New Jersey. Last week at Johns Hopkins, she came out with a goal, 3 ground balls, and a caused turnover. She was also 100% shots on goal.
And we're going to get a timeout. Sonia LaMonica wants to gather the troops. 6:14 to go. Greyhounds lead 3-0 here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Flow Sports. Ben Rosenbaum, Mitch Nazamak here at Tiger Field. Loyola leading Towson 3-0. Home opener for the Tigers. They are 2-0 on the year. Here's one thing we know for sure. 2 talented teams here today, Mitch. One of them is going to walk out of Tiger Field with their first loss on the season. Towson 2-0, Loyola 1-0 after beating Hopkins. And if you're Sonia LaMonica right now, Mitch, what are you talking about in that huddle after calling the timeout?
You know, you just got to remind your troops that, like you said earlier, you are still in this game. You are down 3-0, but that's not to say that you're out of this game completely. You still have every opportunity. You drive that ball all the way through to the offensive side. Make sure you pass the ball across the crease. Find the open girl on the other side. Make sure that Lauren Spence is moving all the way across the crease, just utilizing the entirety of the offensive play area to make sure that you can try to at least get an opportunity on net.
Definitely not out of it yet. You blink and 3-goal lead can vanish in an instant, but Towson needs to strap down here and get going.
Absolutely. Only 1 draw control to Loyola's 4. We'll see.
Very similar to basketball. Whoever dominates usually on those draw controls will win. If you get those extra possessions, as Marshall gets the draw control, lost it though as she started forward, a foul called. It'll be Towson ball. So Lindsay Marshall able to use the size there. As we get set on the restart, Marshall gives it off to Clark. And we haven't seen Towson, maybe other than the Blair Pierre shot, haven't gotten a good look yet that they've wanted. They haven't gotten a good shot off on goal. And if anything, at least you want to make Spence make a tough save on this trip. I mean, you'd love a goal, but it start to make Lauren Spence work a little bit.
Right, only 1 shot on goal so far for the Tigers. I mean, you got a lot of offensive capability here. Lindsay Clark for 1.
Clark in front. Marshall couldn't catch it clean. Ball's loose in front. Marshall able to come out of the scrum with it. And a foul called on Loyola for a little bit of a hit on the head on Marshall, and Marshall's going to get the best opportunity Towson's had with a free position coming.
Let's see what Lindsay Marshall can do here.
Looks in at Spence. This is big for Towson. Marshall goes forward, winds, shoots into the stick. Spence looks it all the way in. Those are momentum killers. As soon as you think you've got something in the works, finally going to get a foothold, goalkeeper can really shut the door on you quick, and Spence able to reel that one in. And now quickly Loyola, they'd love a goal here. Hillman looking to drive, finding some space, drops it off near side now over to Latch. Latch near goal line extended. Trying to battle against Goodrich. Latch hits the brakes behind the net. Loyola circling in front. Black gets it up top. Hillman now, centered. Wants to go back to Black and does. Black drifting there, ISOing for her. Long pass sends it behind to Latch. Latch wraps around, pass in front, intended for Wilson, was off the mark, and Black will chase it down before it rolls out of bounds. 30 on the shot clock. Black starts forward against Malamphy, makes a move, has some space, tries to pass in front. Wilson again couldn't reel it in, and it rolls into the crease of Torres. Intrari.
Tigers seem to be passing it a little high today. A couple of girls having to reach their sticks all the way up into the sky.
Marshall. Pierre now moves forward. Gives it off to Clark. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. It's been a very quick first quarter. 3-0, the Greyhounds leading. Zizakovic looking for room, starts forward. Good defense, great footwork, and it's taken away. Loyola's defense once more slamming the door shut. That was Wilson. Couldn't reel in any of those passes on the other end, but she gets the job done on defense. Here's Latch driving the near side. Pass in front, shot, and a goal. Loyola adds one more. It's 4-0. That one is Anna Ruby to push the Greyhound lead.
Like you were saying, Ben, all the momentum right now looks to be on the Greyhound side. I mean, they were starting all the way into from their defensive zone, cleared it out to that left side, passed it to number 22, Georgia Latch, and she just was able to pass it across the crease for the easy goal there.
And it all started on that defensive end. I mean, that was outstanding defensive footwork from Jillian Wilson. Zizakovic, long strides, quick steps, and Wilson was able to stay with her that entire time and ended up getting the caused turnover and to take it the other way. I mean, that was just great defense from Wilson.
Absolutely. The graduate student from Hampstead, Maryland, Jillian Wilson, she's listed on the roster here at 5'8". She was able to use all of her size there to really ride her and get that ball back into the Greyhounds' possession.
So the Greyhounds capitalize off another turnover from the Tigers. It's 4-0 with 3:18 to go here in the first. And Towson, they're starting to get into the draw control act. They just need to get a ball in the back of the net, but here's a draw control in favor of Loyola as Wilson able to pull it down. Latch now looking to get it into the attacking end. They'll slow things down and throw it back. Loyola now has the luxury of taking their time with a 4-goal lead in the first quarter. Pass over to the far side. Boyle splits two defenders and gets it into the attacking end, and Loyola can set up once more.
What a split dodge there from the senior, Emily Wills.
Greyhounds looking for room, spin here, Black looking for space. Keep it moving up top. Hillman. Wilson now keeps it moving, Black near side, right back to Wilson. 35 on the shot clock. Wilson starts forward, sends it behind the net. 30 on the shot clock for Loyola. They've done well to be patient, and here's a big chance. High shot off the stick of Ruby. Backed up by the Greyhounds. 17 on the shot clock. Quickly, they have to work. Pass in front, great catch, and a goal. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that was great show of offensive capability here from the Greyhounds. I mean, that was absolutely incredible. Passing it all the way across the crease there. She was completely wide open. I mean, she was driving through. I believe that was
Hillman.
Hillman
Made a great move to pull the ball in, and then not only pull the ball in, land without going into the crease at all and beat Torres. I think Torres was anticipating a crease violation there and just got beat quickly. And now 5-0 Loyola with 1:59 to go here in the first quarter.
Of course, and credit to Emily Wills there as well. I mean, great eyes to just see Hillman there across the crease and see her wide open for that easy goal.
1:59 now to go in the first. Towson needs some sort of jolt here.
Like we said earlier, though, Ben, 5-0. It's not you're still in this game. It's still the first quarter. You got 3 more to play after this. 2 minutes. You're still in this.
Marshall and Wilson, balls up, and Wilson with the draw control. Loyola looking to throw another big blow here. Here's Ruby near goal line extended. Ruby looking things over from behind the net. Gives it off behind. Wills gives it to Wilson. Latch now up top. Pass inside. As Loyola, I mean, they've used we've seen them be quick in the shot clock, Mitch, and they've taken the shot clock almost all the way down. They've shown they can score in a variety of quick ways. And now here, ball pops out. Good defense from Goodrich, but unable to get the ground ball for the Tigers. Loyola still on the attack. Pass up top. Engel.
Loyola is just bossing Towson here on possession stats.
Ruby looking for a shot, tried to snipe the low corner, just missed it. Backed up by Black with 25 seconds. We're under a minute to go, by the way, here in the first. Black wraps around the near side, tries to hit the brakes and back down, and then Malamphy is going to get a yellow card here. I think when Black hit the brakes, Stick might have caught a piece of the face of Black. So player up opportunity now for Loyola, and it'll be a free position coming for the dangerous Sydney Black.
I was going to say, Sydney Black, the junior from Cincinnati, Ohio, she is very dangerous. You got to be careful with her. She's incredible. Last week at Johns Hopkins, she was out there with 2 goals, 2 ground balls. She was looking incredible. I'm excited to see what she can do out here today. 2 goals so far for her today already. So
tough angle for Black here on the free position. We'll see if she passes off instead, and wisely so. Loyola up a player for 2 minutes here. We'll see what they decide to do with the advantage if they decide to get patient. Or here's a quick opportunity now. Shot and a goal. 6-0 Loyola with 33 seconds to go. The Greyhounds continue to swing away. It's Hillman once more finding herself with space in front of the net and able to bury it past Torres.
Seems as though that the defense for the Towson Tigers is just collapsing here. I mean, giving up a 6-0 lead in the first quarter, that's a little rough. We're going to have to see what adjustments Sonia LaMonica makes in the break between the first and the second, and see how the Tigers come out there in the second quarter.
So 33 seconds to go. It's 6-0. Teams back to even strength here. But certainly not the start you wanted if you're Towson and Sonia LaMonica. And if you're Jen Adams and Loyola, I mean, you're grinning ear to ear right now. This
Absolutely.
is exactly what you wanted. Probably couldn't
yeah.
have wished for anything better as they've been able to, high efficiency shooting as well. 9 shots, 7 of them on goal. 6 of them have found the back of the net. And on the draw control, another draw control for Loyola. That'll be their 5th as a team. Towson just 1 or just 2 draw controls for the Tigers as Towson just trying to find any sort of stat or area of the game to hang their hat on at this point. 13 seconds to go. Loyola can take the final shot if they'd like. Battling in front, turns, fires, no good. It's high. Off the stick of Ruby. 2 seconds, and that'll be how the first period comes to a close. Towson trailing Loyola after 1 period, 6-0 here on Flow Sports. We'll step aside. Welcome back to Flow Sports. Ben Rosenbaum, Mitch Nazamot here at Tiger Field. Tiger Field was the host of the 2022 Women's World Lacrosse Championships, and want to give a tip of the hat to Devon Robb and his facilities crew getting the field ready, and looks great here in its home opener. But right now, Towson looking to play a little better here, Mitch, to say it bluntly, after 1 quarter of play, trailing 6-0. Loyola using the time of possession to their favor time and time again, finding the back of the net. I mean, again, the shooting is at a high clip right now. 10 total shots, 7 on goals, and 6 of them into the back of the net of those 7 on goal. And Towson, just 3 shots total, and just Spence has been great.
Absolutely. I mean, Loyola, that's as efficient as you can ask for. I mean, 10 shots on goal, 10 shots overall, 7 on goal, and 6 into the back of the net. I mean, are you kidding me? That's as efficient as possible. Sonia and Mike LaMonica, we're going to have to see what adjustments they make here on defensively, as well as we're going to see Jo Torres, what she is mentally, if she's going to come out here a little bit different mindset here in the second quarter. We're just going to have to see what the Towson Tigers can do here to come back from that 6-goal deficit.
Now the teams will switch sides. Towson will now move right to left. Loyola left to right. They got to find an answer on the draw control. There's a look at Spence, who has kept Towson goalless. And again, credit the rest of that defense of unit for Loyola in their ride as well. They've been great, forcing Towson into uncomfortable situations in the clears, forcing the turnovers and getting ground balls quickly as well.
Yeah, 2 caused turnovers for the Greyhounds as well, so they're looking great defensively. We're going to have to see how the Tigers step up on the offensive front.
We get set for the opening draw of the second quarter. It's loose. Wilson had a chance for it. It's going to not matter as Black able to get the pickup for Loyola. And into the attacking end is Emily Wills. Wills now looking to maybe force the issue, trying to drive against Sullivan. Sullivan, nice job keeping her away. Wills works her way all the way towards the top and centers it up to Black. Far side now, Hillman right back to Black. Malamphy comes flying in, and they're going to give her a whistle there. And Malamphy broke her stick on on the body of Black there, so Malamphy's going to have to get a new stick here quickly and then rejoin play.
Oh, wow.
I don't
that's
think
the first time.
I haven't seen a broken stick in a while.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that in my commentating days.
Uh-oh. And a little bit of trouble for Liv finding a stick on the sideline. She was bouncing up and down the bench trying to find her stick, and here she comes. I'd like to think she wasn't about to. I thought she was about to turn and run back to the field house to go back to the line. I was like, I don't think they're going to wait that long. As she now rejoins the play, and we're ready to go.
She would have to have that Shannon Sullivan speed.
Correct.
Done.
Wills, as we're back underway, near side is Hillman. Hillman now reverses back to Boyle. Boyle, near goal line extended, looking, moves it. Hillman in front, has some space, good late defense there from Levy to push her out. 45 to go on the shot clock. Drive coming, now Black on the kick out from Ruby. Black looking for space, nice move to give herself a little bit of area, and shooting space called, and Black, I think, is going to get the free position.
Wow. Sydney Black out there waving her arms, having fun at this point. I mean,
I think she thought that on the pass, Ruby on the reception had a chance at a goal there, and Black snipes the top corner.
The hat trick for Sydney Black right there secures it. This is a great game for Sydney Black so far. 3 out of the 7 goals for the Greyhounds.
7-0, Loyola 13:52 to go in the second. And Loyola picks up where they left off in the first quarter, off the free position. Sydney Black, as Mitch mentioned, secures the hat trick with a great snipe into the far corner above the shoulder of Torres.
I guess you could say that's why Sydney Black was voted All-Patriot League second team last year in 2022 for the 2022 season. That right there shows why she is who she is, why she is great.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. It helps. It certainly helps. 13:52 to go. Blair Goodrich now in on the draw for Towson as Sonia LaMonica looking for some sort of answer here.
Anybody.
Of course, Blair Goodrich, younger sister of Towson men's lacrosse former standout Zach Goodrich. And another draw control for Loyola. Hillman now racing up Boyle, racing up the near sideline. Has some real estate, declines to take it. Now right back to Boyle. Good closeout there by the Tiger defense. Lampasone closed in to turn away any quick shot. Hillman near side. 13.5 to go now in the second. Hillman beats her defender. Hillman in on goal. Shoots, scores. It's 8-0 Loyola. 13:23 to go in the second now as the Greyhounds continue to swing away at the Tigers. I mean, Mitch, what can you say? That's just one-on-one, beat your defender, finish.
That was the basics of lacrosse. I mean, what a great dodge there from Meg Hillman. That's all I can say, really. I mean, Jo Torres has got to keep her mental right. She's got to stay in this game. You're still not out of it. 8-0. It's a pretty big lead, but you're still not out of the game fully. The offense has just got to spring back into it. Jo's got to keep her mental right. She's still in this game. She's not out of it.
Goodrich will stay in on the draw for the Tigers. Wilson in there for Loyola. She's been pretty good so far as Loyola has won 7 of 9 draw controls. Now a little bit of a delay here on the far sideline, or near the bench area. Now we're set to go. So Goodrich and Wilson get set for the draw. Ball's up, and Wilson another one. Goodrich wasn't sure where it went, and then Wilson fell. But a late whistle. It's going to be Loyola ball, or no, it's going to be Towson ball. They called a hold on Loyola. And so Towson with an opportunity now to find the back of the net.
I believe this is either their first or second opportunity of the second quarter.
I think it's their second.
Second.
But it was quick. It was a quick first one.
Right.
Marshall. Near side, Garrett. And now if you're Towson, look, you're not going to get all 8 back in one possession. You just need to have a good, strong possession here. Get a goal. I know earlier we said, hey, just get a good shot off on goal. Get your offense going. You need a goal now if you're Towson. Get the momentum going.
Right, absolutely. And they can do exactly what they're doing right now, giving it to their highest scorer, Milana Zizakovic. She's looking incredible. I mean, she's got to do something here today, though.
Clark looking for room, couldn't find it. Wanted to go to Pierre, it was cut off. Now they go over to Marshall with 42 on the shot clock. Marshall starting forward, spins back to her left, bumped back out, near goal line extended, drop off to Pierre. Pierre now finds some space, shoots and scores. Blair Pierre, the captain.
Right on cue, Ben. Exactly what happened at the Mount. Right on cue. When you called Blair Pierre's name, she came answering. She got that goal back for the Tigers. They now have just a 7-goal deficit. I mean, it's pretty severe. It's a severe deficit, but they're still back in this game nonetheless.
8-1 Loyola, but now Towson has seen the ball go in. 12:10 to go in the second period, and Blair Pierre with the goal, her first of the day, obviously, and that's a big one. Towson just needed something for the confidence at that point, Mitch.
Of course. I mean, Blair Pierre with the goal there. Great move from her. I mean, basic lacrosse there. She hit the split dodge, passed her defender, got the goal there. That's all you can really ask for. I mean, get back through that lead a little bit. Let's see what Sonia LaMonica can do here to get a little bit more of that deficit knocked off.
Wilson and Goodrich set on the draw. Ball's up. Comes down. Sullivan had a chance for it. She overran it, but now a foul on Loyola. It'll be Towson ball. And at this point, any way you can get it, Mitch. Malamphy.
They'll take it.
Sullivan push up to Zizakovic. Towson looks to get one more. Ray Kemper around the near side. Pass up top to Marshall. Pierre. Had a goal a moment ago. Does she have a second? Great move. Ooh. Pierre with space in front. Diving, shoots. It's wide. Stays with Towson, and Blair Pierre slow to her feet, still on the ground, and able to get up now under her own power.
What a split dodge there from Paris. Shook the defender on her ankles.
So Paris able to get up, and she's good to go. And now a quick drive and a shot. Clark! Lindsay Clark with a goal to make it 8-2. 11:10 to go as Towson with a little bit of life now.
Okay, getting a little bit of that momentum back there for the Tigers, cutting that deficit down to just 6 now. Lindsay Clark's looking great so far on the season. She's looking great. She's got the same stats for both games. 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 shots on goal. So let's see what she can do again here today. She's already got the goal. Let's see if she can get another assist maybe. See what the offense can do here.
Clark, local product, Hereford High School, went to Oregon initially and then transferred into Towson. That's a big goal for the Tigers now, is that the field starts to slant a little in the way of the black and gold. Wilson and Goodrich. On the draw, violation on the Tigers. It'll be Loyola ball as they look to get those two back. Here's Black quickly moving up the field. Black fake to her left, drops it off near goal line, extended. Wills sends it back to Boyle. Black settles things down and now out to Hillman. Boyle goes to her right. In front, shoots, saved by Torres.
There we go.
Torres shuts the door. Here comes Towson the other way. Sullivan looking for space. She's doubled, gets it off to Intrari. Push up to Levy. Couldn't handle it. Ball's down. Levy able to get it up. Marshall. Near side is Gabby Garrett. Back out to Marshall.
The captain, Gabby Garrett, had an outstanding game last week with the hat trick at Georgetown. I mean, she was 100% shots on goal with an assist as well. Let's see what she can do out here today.
Here comes Zizakovic. She'll bounce one from distance. Misses the mark, backed up by the Tigers. Garrett, 30 on the shot clock. Lost it. A little bit of trouble, able to get it back. Garrett now wraps around. Battles in front, lost it again. Whistle comes in. Free position coming, I believe, for Garrett now.
My high school coach was screaming, put two hands on that stick there for that ground ball. I could hear him in the back of my head.
Garrett looks in at Spence. Like she's going to wind up. Lets it fly just over the crossbar, backed up by the Tigers. Clark back there. Clark had to matrix out of the way of that one. That was coming right for her. Here's Zizakovic. Flip to Paris. Paris trying to drive. Gets checked. Great check. Oh, they're going to call it Loyola bench. Not happy, in a free position coming for Paris now. 9:02 to go in the second. 1 second on the shot clock. She's just got to shoot it. Paris shoots. Spence gets the save. Marshall there on the cleanup. Don't think Marshall was able to get the ball up and shoot it. She had a great opportunity. Not
sure
I'm
what
going to be honest,
there.
Mitch. Yeah, not entirely sure what happened. She might have stepped in the crease, I think. And either way, Loyola ball the other way. Here's Ruby. We've had a little bit of a scoring lull now after the Tigers' second goal, stuck on 8-2. Pass in front, right on cue, a shot and a goal. Loyola back in the score column. 9-2 Greyhounds, 8:32 to go in the second. Sarah Engel, the junior from Ocean City, Maryland, with the goal. As Loyola gets one back, capitalizing on the turnover there from Towson following the free position. So 9-2 Loyola with 8:32 to play.
Back to that 7-goal deficit. I mean, Tigers swinging the momentum's back in the Greyhounds' hands for right now, but let's see if those Tigers can get it back on their side.
We'll get set for the draw. It looks like it will be Blair Goodrich again for the Tigers.
Blair Goodrich has worked out pretty well so far. I mean, she's gotten 3 draw controls for the Tigers so far since she's been on the middle circle. So we'll see if it keeps working out for the Tigers here.
Ball's up. Wilson the draw control. Great ride though from Towson. Ball pops out, and now a push called on Loyola. Tiger ball. Relentless pursuit there from the Tigers. Gets them the ball on the draw control. As the Tigers look to answer right back. Marshall up top. Garrett near goal line extended. Drifting around now, gives out to Marshall. Paris. Couple hop steps to her left, now starts forward. Paris uses the screen, picked up. Near goal line extended, Paris looking to get some space, gives it out to Marshall. Marshall has some space. Clark turned away. Garrett, 44 on the shot clock. Garrett battles in front, falling down, fires, and it's high. Stays with Towson. Garrett still on the ground.
Taking a second to get up here.
She hit the ground hard, diving on that shot.
Yeah.
Slow. Getting up, but though able to get up. Help from Jillian Wilson.
A little bit of a limp there from Gabby Garrett, but she seems to be doing all right.
Athletic trainer doesn't come on, so Garrett allowed to stay in.
Awesome.
60 seconds left on the shot clock. 7:17 to go. Back underway. Garrett looks a little good now. She's kind of jogging it off on the far side off ball. Zizakovic goes forward. Has space, firing as she drifted to the far side, able to shoot across her body. 9-3. 7:04 to go in the second as Zizakovic's on the scoreboard.
Milana Zizakovic, the sophomore from Alberta, Canada. I mean, that's why she's the Tigers' top goal scorer so far this season. That is number 10 for her on the season. Looking great so far for this 2023. I mean, we'll see what else she can do today. I mean, they're still down by 6, but with playing how they've been playing this quarter, Ben, I think that they have a chance coming back.
And you think of it, at the quarter break, it was 6-0. Loyola's only scored the 3 goals here, so we're essentially tied at 3. I mean, that was just as bad as a first quarter you could have for Towson.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they're kicking themselves because they've spotted Loyola that 6-goal cushion, and now things have begun to even out for these two teams. And if you're Towson, you've got to essentially climb that mountain, get it back to even, and Loyola's just trying to reassert themselves. And, I mean, I think we're going to start to see Loyola take really long possessions here when they do get the ball,
right,
and say, look, we've got that 6-0 cushion that you gave us in the first. We're going to try to sit on it and make this comeback as hard as you possibly can.
Right, that 90-second shot clock, I mean, they can really ride that all the way down until basically second, I'd say 5, until they really have to get that shot off. So we'll see what Loyola's going to do here, holding, like you said, that 6-0 lead.
They lead by 6 at the moment.
Right, excuse me on that.
Well, I got what you meant. It's essentially 6-0 if you look at it this way.
Right, from the first quarter.
Right.
From the first quarter.
And here's a drive in front, big save. Here comes Joe Torres now.
Joe Torres got the mental game back in it already. That's 2 stuffs for her right on top of the crease. Launches it.
Able to deny Georgia Latch, and Garrett comes away with a tough ground ball. Now gives to Sullivan. Sullivan can't catch it clean. Able to get her out of dodge there. 3 Greyhounds surrounded her. Sullivan pushing up. Marshall, it's free real estate, and a big save by Spence.
Wow, what a save from Lauren Spence there. I mean, that's why she won the gold in the World Games for Team Canada, I suppose.
On the far side, Zizakovic. Lindsay Marshall had all the space. She took all of it, and Spence comes up with a huge desperation save, able to drop down low and kick it away. Towson does get the rebound, though, off that ground ball, so Tigers still with an opportunity here. Clark down the middle.
The sophomore from Evergreen, Colorado, she's able to drop her body down. I mean, she's listed on the roster here at 5'6". She's able to drop her body down pretty quickly, so those low shots might not be able to work for the Tigers.
Under 30 now on the shot clock. Garrett drifting to her right. Turns on the Jets. Trying to turn for home. Turned away. Cuts back. Shoots a change up, and Spence able to knock it away. Towson again with the pickup. 60 back on the shot clock now for the Tigers. Paris looks things over and wants to slow things, settle down. Towson now starting to get going on the shot counter. Here's Paris. Fakes left, goes right, now bounced out wide.
The Greyhounds are doing a great job keeping the Tigers from shooting with that right hand. They're pretty much forcing every single Tiger to go to that left. And, you know, it's pretty hard to shoot with that left, especially if you're a natural righty. So it's proven difficult for the Tigers here offensively.
Clark on the far side. 30 on the shot clock. Clark lost it. Picked up by Loyola. We're going the other way. Boyle gets around Paris, has some space, keeps taking it, dropped off over. Oh, couldn't look it in, was Latch. Ground ball picked up by the Greyhounds, trapped on the far sideline. Hillman gets the pass up top, looks to start forward. Wills now.
Good coverage
Little
there from
quick
the freshman.
Flyby of Torres in net, and then doesn't take a shot at her, didn't have an angle. And now Loyola will organize. Hillman sends it right back to Black. 4-minute mark now here to go inside Tiger Field. Loyola with a 9-3 advantage. Flip here to Hillman. Breaks the rhythm there. She couldn't reel it in off the flip. Engel, near goal line extended, sends it behind the net. Latch trying to find somewhere to go. 15 on the shot clock. Pass up top to Black. 10 on the shot clock. Black, double team, knocked to the ground, no whistle.
And
Wills.
exactly as we were saying, Ben, the Greyhounds are driving that
And a
shot
steal
clock.
from Paris. Towson ball here either way as the shot clock expired. Great job by the Tigers. No easy looks there for Loyola. And Trary now over midfield. Tigers set up. Zizakovic. Clark, far goal line extended. Back to Zizakovic. Safchuk into the game for the first time. Had a quick touch. Ray Kemper will send it out. Is Towson 44 on the shot clock, looking to put one more on the board to chip into this lead in the late stages of the first half. Pass up top to Ray Kemper. Ray Kemper kicks out. Clark moves it to Marshall. 20 on the shot clock. Marshall spins back to her left, looking for room. Safchuk near goal line extended. 10 on the shot clock. Towson's got to go. Garrett shuffles a low shot, never threatens Spence, and she picks it up calmly inside her crease. We're under 2 minutes now here in the second. Loyola will look to kill off as much of this clock as they can here in this half and take a comfortable lead in the halftime. Ruby gets it into the attacking end.
Shot clock and game clock separated by about 20 seconds here. Let's see what the Greyhounds can do with the rest of their time remaining for this half.
Wills chased all the way across the field, sends it up top to Ruby. Centered to Boyle. Boyle keeps it moving now near side to Hillman. Hillman. Shadowed by Intrari, gives it up top to Wilson, right back to Hillman now. Hillman around a pick. Cuts back. 39 on the shot clock. 1 minute to go now in the second. Loyola will have to shoot here. Pass in front. Good check from behind by Levy. And now a whistle comes in as Levy just a little too aggressive on the initial check. Knocks Wilson to the ground. Free position coming for Loyola.
The freshman from Perth, Australia, Osha Levy, with a ground ball at the Mount Emmitsburg. Let's see what she can do here today in that 6-goal deficit.
Levy looks in at Torres. She can pass out of it if she wants, chooses to as she peels back. They'll use the rest of this shot clock. 25 on the shot clock. Pass in front. Wills by herself, shoots and scores. 10-3 Loyola. 39 seconds to go in the second. Smart decision there by Wilson not to force a shot off the free position. They work it around, good off-ball movement, frees up Wills, buries it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the fundamentals of lacrosse there. Finding the open teammate, getting an easy goal pass, or getting an easy shot past the goalie. It's, like I said, that's the fundamentals of lacrosse right there.
As the Tigers now staring at a 7-goal deficit in the closing moments of the second half. At halftime, I'll be very honored to be joined by Associate AD for Compliance Services, Terry Porter.
Emily Wills with that goal. That is her second goal of the season so far for 2023. Let's see what she can do else here. I mean,
Marshall back in now to take the draw for the Tigers against Wilson. Ball's up, and Wilson able to pick that one up cleanly. Loyola, can they add one more before the break? 30 seconds to do it. Long pass up to Black, and a timeout. Nope. Thought we had a timeout signaled by Jen Adams. I think we did. Yeah, timeout Loyola. Look, everyone was hesitant to go back. I think it was because the ref was saying we're going to move the ball way back. So timeout called by Loyola. We'll step aside quickly here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Flow Sports. Ben Rosenbaum, Mitch Nazimok. 26 seconds to go in the second. Big, quick draw control for Loyola. Has them poised potentially to add one more before the break. So it's been a game of runs so far, Mitch. First quarter was all Loyola. Towson able to battle back here with the 3, and they really slowed down the Loyola attack. But now the Greyhounds starting to add a little bit more here in the dying moments of the second quarter.
right.
And I mean, if you're Towson, you got to keep them out of the back of the net here if you want a chance. I mean, momentum is going to be huge going into halftime. And as the Tigers retake the field, you see the defensive unit running on. Joe Torres will lead them in between the pipes, and we'll see what Jen Adams drew up.
Definitely. I mean, the defense has just got to stick to their mental game. They've got to realize they are still in this. It's a 7-goal deficit, but like we said earlier in the game, they're still in this. I mean, they have the ability to come back from this. You just got to stick to your guns defensively, offensively, and just play the rest of the game out.
Lob in. 20 seconds. Greyhounds looking it over. Black gets the touch. You have to figure she was going to get one. Inside, Wilson shoots and scores. What a pass. What a finish. Sydney Black with the feat of the game so far to make it 11-3. Finds Wilson inside, and Wilson able to finish behind Torres to make it 11-3 with 13 seconds to go. Now if you're Towson, what you don't want to do, give up a quick draw control and give up a second goal here late.
Right.
That would be a backbreaker going in to the second half, as Marshall will take the draw again for Wilson.
Right, Jillian Wilson now with her 4th goal of the season with that one. Sydney Black as well with her first assist of the season. That's 4 points for Sydney Black today. The hat trick, the assist. I mean, can you ask for a better game for Sydney Black? I mean, of course she's going to continue doing stuff.
At this point, she's doing pretty good, and we've still got a full half to play here.
Right. I'm excited to see what she's going to be able to do here in the second.
We get set on the draw. 13 seconds to go. Loyola struck quickly that time. That didn't go high enough. We'll do it again. And actually, they're going to give it to Towson. They're going to say Loyola moved early. So Tigers, can they get one back? Clark, 5 seconds. To Paris. And she gets tied up. And that's going to do it for the first half of play. Loyola firmly in the driver's seat. They lead 11-3 here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Flow Sports here at halftime at Tiger Field on the campus of Towson University. Towson trailing Loyola 11-3 after 1.5 of play. Ben Rosenbaum here for you as Mitch Nazimok has stepped aside. I'm now joined by the Associate AD for Compliance Services, Terry Porter. And Terry, first of all, welcome. Well, I think this is your second time here on the broadcast here at TSN.
Yeah, second time.
And always good. One of my favorite people to talk to around the office. And Terry, first of all, talk about, I mean, the big question for everybody when you talk about compliance right now is the transfer portal. I mean, you look all across all different sports, football, basketball, lacrosse, everyone moving. How has it been for you? And kind of diagnose that for us. What has led to all this transfer movement?
Yeah, it's been huge within college athletics, and it's been a huge transition for us. So it started back in October of 2018, and since then it's really taken off, and I think, and rightfully so. I mean, you look at as staff members, as coaches, we're able to jump from school to school whenever we want to, and I feel like student athletes should be permitted to do the same. And there are some certain rules around it and whatnot, and some different rules coming out around financial aid in the transfer portal. But all in all, I feel like things are going well, and there are certain schools who are using it to their competitive advantage. Absolutely.
And how big was that COVID year that kids were awarded? Because now you have kids who, I mean, you think about some of the student athletes we have here at Towson and around the CAA that we've seen. I mean, there are kids that 7, 8 years in college now at this point, and they've been able to use that COVID year to get an extra year, extra 2 years at times. And how big has that played into the transfer process and the amount of transfers we've seen?
Yeah. So that's also been big. I mean, on one side, you look at the student athletes, and you have student athletes who are now able to get graduate degrees, where they weren't able. I mean, they were able to do that before, but you have more grad students. Also, you look at some of the coaches within the NCAA, and some of them look and they say, well, do I want to bring in an 18-year-old freshman, or do I want to bring in a 22-year-old who has proven that they can do it at this level? And that's a decision that coaches have to make. And do they want to develop, or they want to bring a guy in who can play right away, a guy or girl can play right away?
And then, of course, at the same time, when you talk about transferring, NIL, it's almost an unavoidable topic, no matter what you're talking about in college sports. And how has Towson positioned themselves in terms of the NIL landscape?
So at this point, we're doing education for our student athletes. We've set up a NIL directory for some of our sports as well. That allows our student athletes to brand themselves the way they want to brand themselves, and us to be able to promote that on our website. So there are certain things we're doing right now. A lot of our student athletes do have NIL deals. And so, yeah, things are going well with our student athletes, and just continuing to educate them and provide them the tools to brand themselves, whether it's through influencer or through education from our staff.
And then for you here at Towson, you've been at Towson for a few years now, and now you're also the reason you're here today, sport oversight for women's lacrosse. How's that been for you, getting to work with Sonia LaMonica, her staff, and their student athletes?
Yeah. So I'll be honest, coming up here to Maryland from the South, growing up in Tennessee, did not know a whole lot about lacrosse when I moved up here. But at the end of the day, I feel like if we take the approach of being coach-led, we've been student-athlete-centered, coach-led, and staff-supported. It doesn't really matter what sport it is. I feel like we're going to be successful with what we do. And so that's been my approach here with women's lacrosse, and just following Sonia's lead and supporting her throughout the season.
And as a Towson employee, obviously Steve Eichenbrot, just about over now, maybe a little bit over a year that he's been the athletic director. And what has you excited here at Towson as we look to the future and we continue to build?
Oh man, it's been so much transition, so much energy that's been brought into this department, and it's been fun. It's been really fun, and I feel like everyone's been energized. I mean, you look around our department, and things are looking brand new. I mean, some different structures have been put up, and we look out here, we see tents out here at women's lacrosse, which we haven't had before. So just it's great. It's been great for the past 10 months or 11 months or however long it's been.
All right, that's the Associate AD for Compliance Services, Terry Porter. If you follow him on Twitter, send him some words. His Cowboys not looking too great the last couple of years. Terry, I want to thank you for joining us here, and we'll come back, break down the first half here on Flow Sports.
All right.
Welcome back to Flow Sports. Ben Rosenbaum, Mitch Nazimok. Mitch, quickly, as we do have to get in one more break, your thoughts on that first half and what we saw from Towson and Loyola?
I mean, do I really need to say it, Ben? I think we're all thinking the same thing here, at least the Towson fans today. Letting Loyola score 6 in the first quarter, 5 in the second quarter, leading 11-3 totally. I mean, that's just kind of ridiculous, both defensively, offensively, everything that the Tigers have been doing so far. I mean, coming out 2-0 in the season and dropping this bad in one half, it's a little iffy, but, let's see what Sonia LaMonica and the Tigers can do here in the second.
All right, we'll step aside one last time. When we come back, it'll be time for the second half here on Flow Sports. We're just about set now for the second half to begin, as Loyola leads 11-3. Quickly give you the scoring. Meg Hillman leads all scorers with 4 goals. Black with a hat trick. Emily Wills, Jillian Wilson, Anna Ruby, and Sarah Engel each with 1 for Loyola. Assist-wise, Georgia Latch with 3, Wills with 2, Black and Wilson each with 1. For the Tigers, none of their goals assisted on. Pari with a goal, Zizakovic with a goal, and Clark with a goal. Ground balls have been in the favor of the Tigers 9-5. Loyola has outshot Towson 17-14. Draw controls are in the Loyola column 11-5. Loyola successful on 9 of 10 clears. Towson perfect on 7 clears. Loyola 2 for 2 on their free positions. Towson 0 for 3 on free positions. Spence with 7 saves. Torres with 3. Each team with 6 turnovers. And we have a new draw taker in for Towson. It is Hannah Delahaye now taking the draw against Wilson.
Tigers coming out a bit flat there in the first half. We'll see how they adjust here in the second. I mean, coming out with a new person on the draw.
Third Tiger now to take a draw for the Tigers, and same result as Loyola is going to get the draw control. Black there to scoop it up, and the Greyhounds looking to reassert themselves here at the start of the third. And if you're Towson, you got to get the stops here. You got to get stops. I mean, yeah, you need goals. You need to get back into it. But if you can't stop Loyola, the offensive side's not going to matter much.
Like you said earlier, it's similar to women's basketball. Whoever controls those draw controls is really going to be ahead of it at the end of the game. I mean, and right now with that 8-point lead, Loyola's ahead of it.
Greyhounds setting up, and they've been so patient. They've used that clock so well to their advantage, able to wear down the Towson defense, slip off a screen off ball, and get a good shot off. Ruby, couple of fakes, spins left, has room. Dumps it off near side now, Latch. Flip to Black, Black. Good cutoff there by Goodrich. Black now checked from behind, whistle comes in. It's going to be Loyola ball. Blair Goodrich thought she got all stick there, but a little bit of a push from Blair, and a free position coming for Sydney Black, looking straight in at Joe Torres.
I was just going to say, right before she got the check from behind, that was really good defensive positioning there. So I'm not sure what happened to make Goodrich.
Black fires it past Torres, and it's now 12-3 Loyola with 13:51 to go in the third. And Loyola comes out of the halftime break, wins the draw control, gets a free position, gets the goal, and it's a formula. They've had a couple of different variations of that formula, but it's all ended the same time and time again for now. The Greyhounds, it's been goal after goal, and Towson, like you said, they're playing good defenses. Loyola just finds that extra step, that extra gear to give them position to score it.
Jen Adams certainly happy here with the performance from the Greyhounds so far. I mean, only less than a minute and a half here down in the second half, and they've already scored their first goal here, getting momentum back in the swing of things in the second half. I mean, we'll see what the Tigers do here to lessen that momentum, but that's four goals for 2 of the Greyhound girls so far.
Wilson and Delahaye. Delahaye moved. Oh, they're going to say Wilson moved early. And Loyola crowd's not happy to my right. So draw control or a win there for the Tigers. Here's Abbott. Clark sends it back to Abbott. Chorus. Ray Kemper over to Delahaye on the far side. Garrett now far goal line extended, takes it a little deeper behind the goal. Garrett starts forward, works her way back out. Pass to Delahaye. Delahaye, low shot. Spence looks it all the way in. Greyhounds the other way. Spence, when called upon, has answered. Boyle.
It's now the 8th save for Lauren Spence so far today.
And a little too aggressive there was Lampasone. Ruby behind the net now to Wills, shadowed by Sullivan. Wills far side, gives to Latch. Latch trying to wrap around. Nice move by Black. Didn't have an alley to shoot though. Wilson up top. Loyola being patient. 40 on the shot clock. Taking their time. Wills behind. Wraps around, looks for room. Sends it to Wilson. To Black. 25 on the shot clock. Black gets a screen, gives herself some space. From distance, rings it off the post. Comes right out to Wilson. Right back to Black, and now a push called on the Tigers. And that's going to give the free position to Wilson. Sydney Black had an absolute of a rocket with the space.
Joe Torres thankful for that pipe.
That
there on
that
the
post.
Right side.
The goal rocked backwards. And then just Towson there on the push off the rebound. They had a chance to just resettle on defense and try to get the turnover. Now indirect on the restart. Pass in front. Shot tipped by Torres over the goal. That was a huge save. Towson wasn't set there.
She needed that save right there.
Latch near goal line extended. Pass up top to Wilson. Keeps it moving to Black. 60 on the shot. Shot clock's not running. And now it starts late, and they're going to have to wind it down a couple seconds. Now it's still running, and we're not playing. So not sure where it should be in terms of the shot clock. They stop it at 48. Game clock's running.
Game clock's running.
Yep.
So
game clock still winding down. I know you're seeing it on our screen that it stopped. And now we're back underway here now. Our game clock will have to check. We'll have to set up or catch up here. As we're back on a big save for Torres now. And a weird scenario there for the Tigers, and they're able to come up defensively with the stop, and they needed one. And trouble on the clear, ball's down. It's picked back up by Towson. Loose again, Malamphy trying to scramble to it. It's loose on the ground still. Malamphy in a...
There has to be a hole in her stick
there it is,
or
and they're going to give a yellow card there to Loyola. Believe that's Hillman being sent off. So Towson with a player up opportunity here. 10:55 to go in the third, and they'll be up for 2 minutes. Need to get a goal here if you're Towson. So Hillman will sit. We're back underway. Goodrich. Lampasone. Trouble. Marshall able to get out of dodge. Sends it to Garrett, far goal line extended. Towson, 64 on the shot clock. Have to get a good shot off here. They're up for another 90 seconds player-wise. Near side is Abbott. Back up top, Paris keeps it moving. Garrett now. Garrett fires across the field to Abbott. 48 on the shot clock. Now Paris centered. Towson working it around, not making any closer moves to the net. Here's Abbott. They're inching their way forward, though. Pass in front, not catch cleanly. Spence picks it up in the crease. And if you're Loyola with just over a minute to go on the penalty, you're going to kill the rest of this penalty off before you start forward, and you have some time. You'll have about 20 seconds left on the shot clock if you want to try to do something offensively. So not what Towson wanted. As Latch gets it in and will settle down. I mean, Mitch, if you're Towson here with 45 to go on the penalty, do you try to push, get a turnover, or do you just kind of have to get ready here for Loyola to be back to even strength?
I think exactly that, Ben. They're just getting ready for Loyola to get back to even numbers. And, I don't think the Towson defense is ready necessarily for the Greyhounds to try to get that turnover, to try to push that turnover. And, I think they're just going to have to set their feet and get ready in 20 seconds when she's out of the penalty box. So we'll see what the Tigers do here.
Near side is Boyle.
Greyhounds just playing catch back and forth right now, it looks like.
5 seconds till the player's released, and now we are back to even strength, and Loyola can start forward. 20 seconds exactly to go on the shot clock. See if they ramp up the tempo now. Wilson starts forward. Cuts to her left, spins back right. 8 on the shot clock. Pass up top, Latch, shooting space. And that's what you were looking for if you're Loyola. You knew you probably weren't going to get a shot on goal. But if you could draw a free position with some time, you'll take it. 4 on the shot clock. Latch looks in at Torres. Latch moves forward, shoots. Big save, Torres dropping low, and it goes out of bounds, and it's backed up, or it's going to be Towson ball off the shot clock now.
Joe Torres needed to make that
Big save.
Getting her momentum right back in the right place there.
Sullivan can't look it in, and it's out of bounds, Loyola ball.
Not sure if it was the gusts of winds here through the Tiger Field trees or what, but that pass was a little bit too high.
Wilson Able to avoid Goodrich as Goodrich tried to jump the pass. Just over 8 minutes to go now in the quarter. Wills. Boyle on the far side, moving forward. Shoots. They're going to count the goal. There was a whistle on the shot. It snuck past Torres on that near post.
It's now a 10-goal deficit that Towson is down. This is the biggest lead that Loyola has held all game. I mean, if you're the Tigers here, what do you think they should do, Ben? What do you feel should be done?
I mean, at this point, you got to keep playing here, and you got to find somehow, some way to get a foothold. I mean, look, I'm not saying, okay, start building for next game, but you got to establish yourself, get something to go. You need to see something work at this point. We've talked about this before in the past in different sports on different broadcasts. When you get down, no matter if it was a Towson team or the other team, at one point you're just playing to make sure you can execute what you're trying to execute. Just stick to the game plan, do what you know how to do. Don't overcomplicate it.
Right.
Play lacrosse.
Right.
You're going to play lacrosse here now. You got to get something. You got to fix it on the draw control. We are now in a running clock situation. For those unsure, 10-goal deficit. The clock continues to run outside of timeouts or other stoppages, but in between goals, things like that, the clock will continue to run. So we are under 7 minutes now to go here in the third quarter. And if you're Loyola, and now a push called on Towson, turn it back over to the Greyhounds. It's the Tigers, and this is what I'm talking about. We're talking about little things now, Mitch.
Yep.
You just want to do the little things correctly.
Absolutely. You can't push. It's as simple as that. I mean, we're not saying, play off the ball completely, but you just can't push like that. That's giving the ball over. That's a turnover right there. Unnecessarily as well.
Engel moves over to Hillman. Engel back to Wilson. 60 on the shot clock. Wilson, lob, far goal line extended. Loyola working it around, gives to Black. In on goal, shoots and scores. Latch.
Wow. What a look there from Sydney Black to Georgia Latch, getting the goal there. I mean, that was just beautiful lacrosse. I mean,
14-3 with 5:45 and counting to go in the third. Sydney Black making it happen. Great feed again, the Latch in front. Latchin able to finish, and that's what Loyola's been able to do. Towson's had a handful of opportunities on the doorstep or right in front that they haven't been able to finish, and that's got to be extremely frustrating for the Tigers when you see Loyola moving the ball effectively, getting open players in front, and finishing on those goals. It's just time and time again the Tigers haven't been able to do what Loyola's been able to do here tonight.
Definitely, and Loyola still with that shooting efficiency. I mean, 24 shots overall, 20 shots on goal with 14 in the back of the net. I mean, that's incredible efficiency there offensively from the Greyhounds. I don't think Jen Adams could ask for any more. Ball still
down on the draw, and it's going to be a couple of players collide on the far side. It's going to be Loyola ball here following that collision. Latch. Under 4.5 to go here. Latch driving near goal line extended, had a little bit of space, had Goodrich beat. Goodrich able to get her stick in front of her and escort her behind towards the goal, but sent it back up top to Black. Loyola circling as we hit the 4-minute mark here now at Tiger Field. Kielmeyer. Nice move. Has room in front. Shoots. Skipped wide. Stays with Loyola. 35 on the shot clock. Pass up top to Black. Centered to Latch now. 3.5 to go. Latch, flip behind the net to Wills. Pass in front, shot, goal. Kielmeyer. 15-3 with just over 3 minutes to go here. The Greyhounds marching on, and it has been an impressive offensive showcase from Loyola.
Driving over the short, what is it, 15 to 20 minutes over to Towson and showing up the Tigers here today, truly.
I mean, number 8 team in the country for a reason, and they're displaying it here to their crosstown rival.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a timeout called. Sonia LaMonica wants to talk about it. Welcome back to Flow Sports, and on your screens you're seeing Lindsey Posner, the backup here for Sonia LaMonica and the Tigers. She has had game experience. She did play quite a bit last season, so Posner looks like she's getting the call here from Sonia LaMonica to take over for Torres. And, I mean, here's the thing, Mitch. Jo Torres can't hang her hat and let this define her season. She's certainly displayed why they brought her here. You think about the Mount game, you think about the Georgetown game, she was great. But games like this are going to happen at this point. Good to get somebody else a little bit of game experience because you never know when you're going to need another goalie. Certainly whether it's because of a performance thing, God forbid an injury, you always want to take an opportunity. At this point, 15-3, Tigers calling the timeout. So Posner in between the pipes now for Towson. I mean, I do have to assume that this is it, and Posner will be in now coming out of this break. Can't imagine they would let her warm up and then pull her. She is leaving the net now, so we'll see who will enter the goal. I've got to assume it's going to be Posner, unless we'll see maybe Torres finishes out the quarter. And it does look like it will be Posner in net for Towson. She was making her way back to the huddle, talks with the defense, and she's headed back in between the goal now. So, and I mean, hat tip to Lauren Spence. Been fantastic today. I mean, the defense in front of her has done a great job to keep her not as busy as she needed to be. And the shots that she has faced, she's only faced a handful that have been difficult, but they've given her easy looks, and that a goalie loves to see.
Oh, definitely.
2:43 to go in the third.
And like you were saying, Jo Torres, I mean, she's a transfer from the Naval Academy. She has experience against Loyola, so not really sure what happened today. Maybe it's a factor of being on a different squad, different factors.
And I also think, some days you just don't see the ball as well. And,
right.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, you can't put it on Torres. It's certainly not even entirely on Torres.
No.
Defensively for Towson, definitely some things to look at.
Right.
I mean, you think about the amount of times Loyola had someone open on the doorstep there. I mean, Towson's got to clean things out. You can be the best goalie in the country. You're not going to stop all those. So,
right.
Certainly defensive unit needs to gather up, get in the film room, and get it back. And, I mean, we still got a quarter to play, so a lot to work on. Chances to work on that now. And Loyola off the draw does get another win. Goodrich was back to take the draw for the Tigers. It's been Wilson all day for Loyola.
Earlier we were saying that Towson was still in the game, but now with that 12-goal deficit,
it's going to be tough. They're going to need a big effort, a legendary effort here to get back into this. Under 2 minutes now.
Right, under 2
Running
minutes
clock
remaining.
works against you as well.
Absolutely.
As Loyola pass in front, not caught cleanly. Lucky break there for Towson. Now who gets the ground ball? It'll be the Tigers off a push from Loyola. So Towson with a chance here now. Levy sends it near goal line, extended. Get a quick stoppage here. The shot clock was running. Shot clock is off now with 1:20 to go. Garrett. Clark. Paris, under a minute. Paris moves forward. Shoots, saved. Spence again.
Lauren Spence is just tracking everything into the back of her stick. I mean,
that's her 9th save of the day. So it's not like she hasn't done anything to help earn this win. She's made saves. Loyola on the break. Pass is broken up, but Black will pick it up for Loyola with 30 seconds to go. Wilson. 20 on the clock. Latch back to Wilson. Black. Oh my.
Wow.
Nice wraparound move there from Sidney Black. Makes it 16-3 now as the third quarter will come to a close. Towson trailing 16-3. The Greyhounds, the number 8 Greyhounds in the driver's seat, will step aside here as we head to the fourth on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Flow Sports. 16-3 our score. Ben Rosenbaum, Mitch Nazimok, Loyola in the driver's seat with 1 quarter to go. And Mitch, if you're Towson, certainly not happy with the way things went, but you still got a quarter here to play a little bit more, get something to work. Posner in between the pipes, get her some game experience here now. And if you're the Tigers, you're just looking for something to do. And if you're Loyola, keep doing what you're doing. Maybe potentially start going to your bench as well. Get some reserves, some time. But if you're Towson, you got to start working towards next week now or next game now. We're trying to find things that are going to work. Try to find players that are going to be able to execute.
Right. This is still a game situation, but you kind of start treating it a little bit more like practice, whereas you're kind of starting to, set those positions for certain players and everything like that. Down 13 goals, that's, 1 quarter left, that's hard to come back from.
It will be a quick turnaround for the Tigers on Sunday. They will play Arizona State here at Tiger Field. Hope to see you out here. If not, we'll have the game here on Flow Sports. As Loyola on offense.
Hopefully we can have a better time during that game, Ben.
Well, I'm certainly cold standing on the roof here, so hopefully it's warmer.
Hopefully.
And now a drive here from Latch and a whistle. She got clipped in the head a couple of times, it looked like, and a free position coming now for Latch.
So
looking at Posner.
See how Lindsey Posner handles herself on these free positions. First game look here on the 2023 season for Lindsey.
Did play quite a bit last season for Sonia LaMonica, so it's not like Posner is new to this.
Right. Goals allowed average last year was 7.83.
And now a little bit of a delay as we get set to go here again. Now they're putting penalties up on the board. Blair Goodrich apparently has 3 minutes and 51 seconds and 2 separate penalties to serve, as having some scoreboard issues today as the officials are trying to get things sorted out.
Seems as though the running clock has stopped as well.
Yeah, as they try to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And Loyola will pass out. They have a player-up advantage. Goodrich was given the card as Latch did get clipped on the goggles a little bit during that drive, so yellow card situation for Towson. This is the second time they've been down a player. As Loyola will get some work on the player-up opportunity. Black inside. Pass is loose, and Posner able to pick it up in her crease, so Towson's defense stands strong there. Malamphy sends a pass up to Lampasone. Malamphy. Towson with just over a minute to go on the Goodrich yellow card. Pass up top, Marshall keeps it moving. Ray Kemper moves it. Clark over to Marshall. 30 now on the shot clock. Ray Kemper sends it out. Abbott. Clark now moving forward, turned away. 15 on the shot clock. .10 on the shot clock. Towson hasn't made headway here. Marshall starting forward, working against a double team. Behind the net, Garrett, 2 on the shot clock. And that's going to be a shot clock violation on the Tigers as Loyola's defense. I mean, again, Towson was playing down a player there, so really didn't have a ton of opportunities there as Loyola was able to commit a second defender. We are back to even strength though now. Ruby down the near side, in front, shot skips wide, off the stick of Latch. Stays with Loyola. Up top, Osborne, and they move it around. Ruby back to Osborne now.
Beginning to settle into dusk here at Tiger Field. Field lights start to shine a little bit brighter than the sunshine earlier.
Behind the net, Loyola with 40 on the shot clock. Done such a good job all game being consistent and being patient time and time again on the offensive end.
It's like they listened to us on the broadcast earlier, Ben, asking if they were going to start driving that shot clock down. And it seems as though they did exactly that.
Lob behind the net for the Greyhounds. 10.5 to go now here at Tiger Field. Ooh. Greyhound falls, gets it back. I believe that's Hillman. Shot low. It's saved by Posner, and we're going to get a push, though, on the Tigers. Free position coming for Loyola's Hillman. Good job by Posner to save it on the doorstep, but now she's got a little more work to do on the free position for Hillman on the far right, shaded, looking in at the goal. 14 on the shot clock. Hillman goes forward, cuts back, lost it. A little too much dancing there, picked up by Malamphy.
Great stick there from Olivia Malamphy.
Sullivan now up the near sideline. Able to get away from one and over the restraining line and into the attacking end. Marshall keeps it moving now. Nine and a half to go at Tiger Field. As we mentioned, next up for Towson on Sunday, 11 o'clock. He'll take on the Sun Devils of Arizona State. Have that game for you here on Flow Sports. And now a whistle against Loyola. Greyhounds are taking on Penn on Wednesday, and then they'll take on Penn at home at Loyola's free position coming here for the Tigers. Paris shoots, saved by Spence.
Lauren Spence has been absolutely amazing there in the goal mouth today. I mean, couldn't ask for a better game from her today.
Towson does get the ground ball off the shot, so they'll have another opportunity here.
That was save number 10 for Lauren Spence on the night.
As we have a stoppage here, and we'll behind the net for the Tigers, Garrett. Marshall. To her right. Spins back left, has room, shoots high, just over the crossbar. Stays with Towson, 60 on the shot clock. Garrett working quickly, wraps around the near side, turned away. Garrett sends it up top. Clark. Shoots, saved by Spence, denying Clark. Spence really turning it on today.
You really got to wonder what Coach LaMonica's going to have the girls work on between today and Saturday. I mean, with the game on Sunday, we'll see how it turns around. But with this 13-goal deficit on today, I mean, the Tigers are really going to have to step up big if they look to come out on top against Arizona State.
Greyhounds back on offense. Just over 7 minutes to go. Driving. Pass in front for Latch. Actually, Loyola's starting to go to the bench a little bit here now.
Looks like Gabby Stapleton.
Yeah. Greyhounds taking their time as they've done. Just over 30 on the shot clock. Circling around, looking for space. Shoot, save, Posner. Denying Ruby there. 6.5 to go in the game. Do think we'll potentially see a goalie change here soon for Loyola. They got a goalie getting warm on the sideline. Spence has definitely deserved an early night.
Right. You give Lauren Spence the night off, let her relax in a nice warm coat, not stand out there and freeze between the pipes.
Especially since Loyola, again, has continued to dominate time of possession here. So Spence, I mean, again, she does have the 11 saves, but it's been quick possessions every once in a while for Towson offensively. So Spence has done quite a bit of standing.
Right.
Garrett. Marshall. The Tigers just looking for something good to build on now, as it's just over 5.5 now to play here at Tiger Field. Abbott will fire a shot. It's high and stays with the Tigers. Pass it in front. One-time shot off the side of the net. Picked back up by Chorus. Near side now is Safchuk. Safchuk looking for room. 5 minutes to go. And a moving screen, a legal screen called on Towson. Give it back to Loyola.
Just not looking confident out there right now.
And that's what I was saying a little while ago. It's the little things now that Towson needs to make sure they're getting right. You don't want these little things to, and we do get a goalie change as Spence is out. And a goalie change for Loyola will get it for you, but meanwhile a pass in front is knocked out of the air. Butler in goal for Loyola, a freshman from Garnett Valley, PA. And now on the clear, a Tiger knocked to the ground. I believe that was Goodrich. Oh no, it was Sullivan on the clear, and she was knocked to the ground. And looks like Butler's going to get a quick test here. Is Sullivan will have the free position. Sullivan, a defender. I don't know if we'll see a shot out of her.
The first
she is a midi.
Mackenzie Butler on the season.
So Sullivan will go forward. She shoots and scores.
Tigers wishing they had Mackenzie Butler in there in the pipes earlier.
I mean, credit. I mean, you can't blame Mackenzie Butler for that. Comes in seconds after she enters the game of free position. But Shannon Sullivan with the goal, 16-4 with 3.5 to go. Now is the Tigers. I mean, and I'd like to see that honestly a little bit more from Shannon Sullivan. Is forcing the issue a little bit in a positive way. She's got that speed. It's an elite trait from Shannon Sullivan. I mean, she is as fast as we've seen any Tiger be over the last 4 or 5 years, maybe probably the fastest we've seen. And when she gets that run going, there's times where you just want her to take it to the rack, make them foul you, draw something, or finish. And I think, as she grows, that could be something we add to the game there for her. But I'd like to see that a little more from her. And, I mean, she's not just a sole defender. She can play midi if she needs to, so it's not like she doesn't have stick skills.
Right, Shannon Sullivan. I mean, in the lacrosse world, we refer to that as wheels, and she's got wheels for sure. I mean, she's only a sophomore out of Wantagh, New York, so I'm looking to see what she does here in the 2023 season as she comes out. But
had a great freshman campaign, outstanding freshman campaign for Shannon Sullivan defensively, and a draw control here for the Tigers. Yes, just under 2.5 to go now. Chorus. Pass over near side to DeMeo, who's got some space. And she was fouled. Luca DeMeo, her brother Nick, plays for the men's side. Big game for them coming against Richmond in a couple days. Luca DeMeo with the free position.
See what the freshman from San Diego, California can do here.
Lets it fly, scores a ripper from Luca DeMeo. 16-5 with 1:35 to go. Big shot there from the freshman. She's got a cannon on her.
It seems the only thing that the Tigers are going to do to get back in this game is stop
Free-
that
free
rolling
positions.
clock.
Yeah.
Free positions and
running at it. It might be a little too late now for Towson, but it definitely. And here's the thing: this is what I'd like to see. You get a freshman in there like Luca DeMeo, a sophomore like Shannon Sullivan. Get them some opportunities. Get them some shots on net.
right, build their confidence up. Truly,
great shot from Luca DeMeo. That was beautiful.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
as good as you'll see.
Excited to see what she gets done this season.
We're under a minute to go. Loyola, as we mentioned, will take on Penn at home next up for them on March 1st. And then Towson in a few days here on Sunday will take on Arizona State at 11 o'clock. We'll have that game for you here on Flow Sports. Certainly thank you for joining us here tonight. And hope to see you here out at Towson. Gymnastics with their senior day meet on Sunday as well. Women's basketball taking on the second place North Carolina A&T Aggies here on Friday night. So a lot of opportunities to come out to Towson. Support your Tigers as Gabby Garrett will let one go. And a save there for Butler. 15 seconds to go. And Boyle moves it over to midfield. 10 seconds. As Loyola can choose to sit on it now if they'd like.
Jen Adams.
Although here they go. They're going to. They thought about a shot there, and that'll do it. Clock expires, and that'll be the final. Loyola victorious over Towson. The number 8 Greyhounds win 16-5 over the Tigers. We'll take a quick break, give you some final stats when we come back here on Flow Sports. Welcome back to Flow Sports. Again, our final score. Loyola, the number 8 Greyhounds, 16. Towson, 5. And taking a look quickly at some final stats. Loyola is led by Sydney Blacks, 5 goals and 2 assists, 4 goals from Hillman. I mean, they had a whole plethora of 1-goal scorers as well. For Towson, they get their goals from Paris, Zakovic, Clark, Sullivan, and Luca DeMeo. You got to tip your hat to Spence with the saves. I mean, it just unfortunately just blinked away from us as we were wrapping things up. I mean, she was great. I mean, bright spots over the Towson. We saw a lot of young players get some action and show some promise.
Right.
I think as good as lopsided as the scoreboard was, yeah, sure, that's going to jump out. Didn't ever see any Tiger player head down, looking sorry, quitting on the game. They fought through it. They battled. I mean, again, it's number 8 team in the country. You're going to have your hands full.
Exactly.
And I thought Towson did show a lot of fight. It was just Loyola was able to find that extra gear a couple of times, and a lot to build on going into Arizona State.
Right. I mean, they came into this matchup against, like you said, number 8 Loyola. They're ranked nationwide. I mean, they knew this was going to be a tough fight coming into this game. So just getting a few of the younger faces there, a couple of goals like that free possession with Luca DeMeo there at the very end. I mean, it's just building their confidence throughout the years. She has another, 3 more years here. So just building that through her time, and I'm excited to see how they play out against Arizona State on Sunday and see how the season continues building from here.
All right, that'll do it for us. For Mitch Nazabach, I'm Ben Rosenbaum, and for everyone else here at the Towson Sports Network, we want to thank you for joining us again. Final, Loyola 16, Towson 5. Tigers take on the Sun Devils on Sunday at 11 o'clock here at Towson. We'll have the game for you on.